Hey guys, so today we're going to be working on this one, which is, back a little bit, a nice big canvas roof bag to go onto the Freelander. Gentleman Rob from the All Things Freelander group on Facebook, he very kindly let me buy this off of him. He had plenty of reasons to not sell it, as it's a very nice item, but I think as he wasn't using it much, he says I could have it. So it is a very nice, durable, tough sort of canvas bag that's hopefully going to go onto the Freelander, up onto the roof cage, and I'm going to use it to sort of store all of my equipment that's usually in the boot, obviously up onto the roof, gets it all out of the way and frees up a lot of boot space. Also, if I do any sort of longer trips, I can sort of plan ahead and pack a bit more than I usually would as well. I don't have to worry about it flying around inside the car. So yeah, we're going to be cleaning it and re-waterproofing it. So due to its age, it's lost a little bit of waterproofing. I've had it on the roof just for a couple of days just to test, and with the rain that we've had recently, it did sort of soak through a little bit. So I'm just going to go through and clean it and waterproof it and get it all ready for winter and going into next year as well. So to do this, I've very kindly been sponsored by Protex. They've sent out one of their cleaning and waterproofing kits to get all this done for me. So you've got the canvas cleaner, you've got the canvas waterproofer, and then they supply 2 brushes for applying each of those, and then a tough brush for the cleaner. So with the cleaner, we're going to be applying it with the paintbrush, waiting for 10-15 minutes, and then re-scrubbing it with the stiff brush. So when we're looking at the cleaner, nice bottle actually. I'll quickly go through the instructions just so you guys have an idea of what we're going to be doing, and it gives you an idea as well. Obviously this is just a canvas cleaner, so it can be used I guess on tents. I think they mostly aim at soft tops for cars, but you know, canvas is canvas, and as long as you haven't got a colour fast, I think you can't use it on. Yeah, so as long as you haven't got a colour fast canvas, you can use this on it. So I'm using it on the roof bag. I'm guessing if you've got canvas tents, etc., you can all use it on that as well. But just as a general overview, we're going to be lightly dampening it first, which is why I've got the bucket and the sponge with the water in it. So just going over it lightly, giving it a quick dab over. And it does say starting in the middle and working towards the edges. Apply the cleaner with a paintbrush and avoid spraying onto vehicle paintwork. Just because of the shape of this, I'm probably going to be starting around the edges, coming in and then maybe starting in the centre and working my way out there. But as it's not a flat rooftop surface, yeah, I'm going to be doing it a little bit differently because I can't just sort of start in the middle and work out. So I'm probably going to start around here and work my way across. Once it's all on there, leave for 15 minutes and allow the cleaner to penetrate the canvas, then gently scrub using hot water and the stiff brush. That's what that one's going to be for. Yeah, it is then recommended using the canvas restorer or the Protex and waterproof. So that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be using the waterproofing, and I'll go over that in the moment when we do that one. So, first step is going to get in the cleaner, well, getting it dampened and then getting the cleaner on there. So let's crack on with that. Okay, so that's the whole thing dampened off, so I've gone over it with the sponge. The whole thing is now damp, not soaking wet, you don't want it drenched, but we've got it all nice and damp. Next we're going to be applying the cleaner, so obviously we're going to be using one of the paint brushes for that, so they provide you with a nice 2-inch paintbrush. Obviously the cleaner, and I'm probably going to do is in the old method of spiralling it on. I don't think you just paint it, I think it's kind of spiralling it and working it into the paint. Also I can't fit the paintbrush in there, so I'm going to be decanting it into my wife's favourite Pyrex jug. And then, as I say, dipping it in and just spiraling it around. I'm going to do a little bit at a time and just sort of see how much I go through, and I can let you guys know how much I've used roughly. These kind of 1 litre tubs, and you see that's enough for roughly a 4-car roof, soft top roof. This is obviously a bit smaller than that, so I don't think I'm going to use all of it, but we'll see how much we get through. So yeah, small spiraling motions over the whole thing, paying particular attention to anything like seams, around the zips, anything like that. You know, you really want to make sure you're getting it on there, because if you miss any of those, they can become weak points. Obviously, let water in a bit easier than just a flat surface of it. So yeah, we'll start doing that. And like I say, I don't know if, I know there's the soft top Freelanders. I don't know if they've got a canvas roof or not. But if you've got a soft top Freelander and you've got a canvas roof, I'm guessing this will work on it as well. So hopefully useful for that. But yeah, let's get on and apply the cleaner. Okay, so that's it covered top bottom in the cleaner. I've actually still got a tiny bit left over, and I probably used, by the weight of it, about half, maybe a smidge over. So I've still got enough in there left to do if I wanted to do this again, maybe in a year's time, maybe 6 to 8 months time. Obviously I've got enough left over to do that again, which is good. Put that paintbrush off to the side. I'll probably get rid of that in a moment, and then what we're going to do is going to go into warm water and this one, and we're going to give it a good scrub. So I'm going to give it about 15 minutes for the Protex to work its way in, and then, like I say, hot water this one, and we'll scrub it down. Okay, so that's been left for about 15 minutes now. It does say don't leave it in direct sunlight because it can make it a bit patchy, I think. So obviously I've been in the shade the whole time. It is quite a sunny day, but I've been in the shade. So now it's going to be hot water and a stiff brush. So we're going to be doing all this one with the hot water, and we're going to go over and scrub the whole thing down. And once you've done that, I believe it's just rinsed it off with cold water. So I'll just be using the tap there and just sort of spin it around and run it over it. It's the easiest way whilst I'm here. So yeah, hot water, stiff brush, go over the whole thing, and then loose cold water just to sort of get rid of all the top dirt, and then just leave it to dry. So let's go on and do this. Okay, so that's the cleaning side of it done now. I would have preferred to use the hose to spray off, but unfortunately it's got a split in it, so I had to go just straight off the tap. But in fact I don't really pick up any dirt or anything from that. So all done and ready to go. Hello cat. Ready to go, so now it's going to let it dry. Now obviously they do say leave it outside of direct sunlight because you don't want it to dry all patchy or dry a bit funny, so I'll probably be putting it in the shed and just hanging it over a line. Waiting for it to dry. It might take till the end of today, it might take probably a few days being canvas, it might soak up quite a bit, so give it a little bit longer. Okay. And then once it's fully dry, I'll be back in the video, I'll be doing the waterproofing side of it, so see you when it's dry. Okay, so the bag is dry, so obviously as the instructions say, leave it to dry for as long as you can. I've actually left it for the week, it just made sense with sort of timings, etc. I've been quite busy. I thought, well, I'll give it a week to fully let that canvas dry out. It was quite wet, so I've left it in the shed just hanging, and obviously it's dried out fully now. Looking really clean. There's no sort of patchy areas, there's no blotchiness to it, which is good. You know, if it's gone on too unevenly, you might end up with sort of splotchy areas, I guess. So looks really nice and even. It's got a nice sort of neutral smell to it, so it doesn't have any old remnants of any smell on it. But it's not much before anyway, in fairness. But yeah, nice and even neutral finish to it. So really happy with that. So it's time to go for the waterproofing finally. So for this, it says literally just to shake it, apply it to the, well, pour it into the bowl and just apply it, and then leave it for 3 hours to dry. And if you want to do it again, you can do another coat and leave it for another 3 hours. So I'll start with probably just the one coat, and then I'll see how it's going, and then I'll probably decide if I want to do another coat or not. But yeah, let's go on and do the first coat. Okay, so that's that done. So give it a good shake, decanted it into there as we were going. Got a nice even spread of it all over the bag now, so there's no sort of lighter spots where you can see there wasn't any liquid applied. So applied throughout. It then says to leave for about 3 hours, and then if you want you can apply another coat. I probably won't. I gave it quite a heavy coating this time, and I used a bit more than I would say the cleaner. So the cleaner, like I said, I probably used about half of it. It had already been cleaned by Rob, who sent it to me, but allowed me to get off of him. So it already had a bit of a clean, so it didn't really need the deepest of cleans, but I'm glad I did it because it definitely made it a bit fresher, a bit more revitalised, and there was no sort of patchiness to it. I think just a bit of age before it had sort of slight sort of spottiness to it. So it came out real nice and even, as you saw. So I'll probably use a bit more. It's probably closer to weight-wise, a bit nearer the bottom. But that's the waterproofing done. Nice and easy step. It's just shake it, pour it in, rub it down over the thing. So now, yeah, we're just going to leave it in the shed, hung up again for about 3 hours, and then hopefully getting it on the car. Okay, so I've left the bag for about 3 hours now. It's still slightly damp. It's not fully dry, but it is quite cold today, which is why I think it's probably been like that. So I'm thinking what I'm going to do is take it for a quick drive and see if that helps out. But it is ready now, so it's going to be going up on the roof. So it's going up on the roof and into the roof tray where it goes. On this one, it's just these little snap hooks that just hook onto the roof cage. So let's get up there and see if we can get it to look good. Okay, so that's it up on the roof cage. Just need to sort of tighten the straps up a little bit and get it all adjusted, but that is how to waterproof your roof, sort of canvas roof bag. It looks great on the car now. I can't wait for it to sort of fully dry off. Take it for a quick drive, hopefully that sort of airs it out. It's not sort of too sunny anymore. It does say to sort of not leave it for too long in direct sunlight, but I'm thinking because it's a bit sort of overcast now, it's not too bad. Take it for a quick drive, it should be all dry and ready to go, so that's how you do it.